Hi, and welcome to another edition of Onside SA. It's our soccer show, and Budge and I are going to run through the football. We're building up to the South African Premier League and, of course, the English Premier League. August is starting time for big times. We're still going through the MLS and the Swedish leagues, but we're going to get back onto our competition. Budge, it's building up nicely because it starts with the Premier League.
Yep, 12th of August closing time. So
people are starting to come through and register, which is great. And we have got the rules, which Budge and I will run through for you on the last one standing. Just bear in mind the winning prize is outstanding. You will be flown to the UK to watch the team of your choice play with Budge. Okay, here are the rules. Budge, Intel Austin saying, all straightforward for you to read that. 12th of August, important dates. Cost of entry, 100, and you can have as many entries as you wish. But believe me, it's very tough. I think to survive, you've got to have at least 18 entries.
Well,
and you could still go.
Well, I think a lot of guys have come and given me 200 Rand, thinking that A, they'll pick all the prominent team or the better teams first, and then B, try and get all the sneakers through and keep the bankers till late on.
There are no bankers in British football,
No,
Budge.
true.
You know. But the rules are coming up now. It is small print, so we will read it through. Budge, if you go ahead.
Yeah, each week you must pick a Premier League team which you think will win. If your side draws or loses, you're out.
2 gone. First week there will be 50% gone, I'm telling you.
Good
minimum.
night. Yeah. Game weeks are Saturday, Sunday and Monday, so there's no midweek or Friday matches.
Right.
Each week you must submit your selection by Saturday 10 a.m. to either yours truly, the text number 076 0258 432, or you can email it to me at budgieb@bettingit.coza. You know, once you have made your choice, you cannot change it.
Yeah.
You know, now this is the crucial one is number 6. If you do not pick a team by deadline time, which is 10 o'clock Saturday morning, or you pick the same team which you've already chosen, you will be given the highest placed team in the Premiership, which you haven't already picked.
And it can come down to alphabetical.
Yes, well, it's after the first week. So if you enter and you don't have a choice this week, AFC Bournemouth is your first, but say 4 teams win 3-0, it will be alphabetical, which is the highest in the league.
Does AFC Bournemouth go ahead of Arsenal?
Yeah, AFC, that's the name, yeah.
Is that their name? Awful football club, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Oh, top. Okay.
And you cannot pick the same side twice unless the competition goes 20 weeks, until it goes through, say 2 guys go right the way through. But I doubt that, yeah.
Okay, so interesting. A lot of people coming with the 200. They're going to go for the sneaker and the good thing.
Sneaker and the good thing, yeah.
Yeah,
and obviously to enter, you can deposit your money into our Standard Bank account. The account name is Onside SA Soccer Show. The account number 051447 7339. The branch code is Windermere 042726. But now the reference is key. Put your full name and obviously your cell number.
Put the full name and cell number, and then there's complete clarity.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. Premiership signings is always an interesting talking point. We're a few weeks away from the league starting. A lot of teams playing all over, and I see Man City won last night.
Yeah, they won 4-1. Watched the highlights this morning on YouTube. They're 4-0 up. They're playing Real Madrid, but there's a massive game on the weekend. It's the first El Clasico to be played outside Spain. Barcelona play Real Madrid in Miami. Well, there's no real friendlies between the two, but it's classified as a friendly. Yeah.
I see Man United got beat 1-0.
Yeah, we got beat 1-0 by Barcelona, Neymar scored again.
Is he still there?
Well, so I think we'll see shortly what's happening with him.
So
220 million.
Up. Yeah. Now let's have a look at these teams that are spending money. Again, Budge, I still think it's getting ridiculous, but it just seems to keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because the followings worldwide, billions of people watch British football. And let's go on to the Chelsea, Man City, the 2 big boys, and West Ham to a lesser degree. They're coming to party. Let's start off with Morata.
Well, yeah, they wanted Lukaku, but he went to United, and there's been rumours Conte hasn't been happy for a while there, so they've got to please him. So I think it's a good signing. I think for both clubs.
He's not happy. He won the league.
Well, you know, Champions League's a big one this year for them. Let's see how they go there.
So quite cheap, 65 million.
Yeah, for a guy who never played for Real Madrid, was on the bench last year. Yeah.
Is it? He sat behind some good players there.
No doubt. Yeah.
No doubt. So Real Madrid let him go 65 million.
Yeah.
He comes into the Premiership, the English Premiership. Benjamin Mendy, Man City.
Nice player, yeah.
Monaco.
Left back, yeah. That's just crazy. They bought 3 full-backs for, I think, 130 million. 50 million for Walker. He wasn't in the Spurs team.
Yes.
Mendy was. And Danilo from Real Madrid. He wasn't in their team either.
That's true. Well, what do you got to remember? They're buying players that these are the market prices. And, you know, Walker, whether you like or dislike him, has had 2 or 3 wonderful seasons. You know, he's the incumbent in England. And Trippier might have got a game or two, but Walker was the flyer down the right, and I think he's a good player. But let's go on to Danilo. Now, he's a right back.
Yeah, he's a right back. He was the hot shot. He played for Porto. Everybody wanted him. He went to Real Madrid and didn't crack it.
So he's on his way to Man City. So Man City get Mendy and Danilo. Now, Stoke have sold.
Yeah, they didn't want to sell Marko Arnautovic to West Ham, but he wanted out, so they took 25 million, I think it was.
Is Bilic still in charge?
Yeah, Slaven Bilic.
Slaven Bilic.
Yeah, you got There was rumours he was going, but
That's
all the
right.
fans and all the ex-players wanted him. They just bought badly last year.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Payet.
these purchases have got to be
And
this.
Chicharito as well. I think that's a great signing.
Yeah, he comes out from Bayer
Bayer
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen, yeah.
He's nippy around the box.
He'll be dangerous. Yeah.
He'll be dangerous. 16 million. So they
his
spent
debut is
41
where?
million. Now, the Ross Barkley is the last one we're going to talk
Yeah.
about. That's up in the air. I hope he comes to Spurs because we've got a young team. But he's definitely not signing for Everton.
No, he's not. You know, he came out, he rejected the contract and came out, which I think was stupid for an Evertonian. I'm looking for a new challenge. So you can imagine the supporters in Liverpool.
Yeah, that couldn't have gone down well. No. All right, let's get into football, Budge. It's time to try and get the football right.
Yep.
And we're going on to the Swedish Allsvenskan.
Allsvenskan, yeah.
Sounds like a windbreaker. Yeah. Okay.
And first game up, Paul. Young Kopping Sodra out of form. They haven't won in 9. Hammarby going well. Of the 2 teams, I'd go for Hammarby, but win, draw Hammarby in that game. Elfsborg going well. The 2 teams highly placed in the Swedish league, but I like Elfsborg. They've won their last 4 home games. I think they'll be too good for a promoted serious outfit. GIF Sundsvall struggling against Malmö. Now Malmö's got stuck out of the Champions League last week, so you can expect massive hiding here for
They're good
Sundsvall.
away from home.
Yeah, no, good team, Malmö. They're the best team in Sweden by a long way, Paul. And now they haven't got Europe to worry about. I think they're going to give them a hiding. Now, Östersunds last week knocked out Galatasaray in Europa League.
Jeez, so they're
in good form. They play tonight as well.
4-10.
4-10. Halmstad can't win a game. I think they won their first game, haven't won in 15. So that should be a comfortable victory for Östersunds.
Okay, let's move on to, is it Gothenburg?
IFK Gothenburg, Norrköping. Now, Norrköping, they won the league last year.
They're 5th.
They're 5th. They struggled. They've lost their last 3, but now they're out of Europe. They put all the eggs in the European basket and got eliminated. So I expect them to get at least a draw here. I like the 5-2 a draw in that game, Paul. Gothenburg have played 7 home games and drawn 6.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I draw a big player there, but of the 2 teams, I like Norrköping. Now, ARK Stockholm ranked the 2nd best team. They play in the Europa League tonight. They play Portugal Sporting Braga. I think they should be too good for Kalmar, especially as it's a Sunday game.
Yes.
Eskilstuna, bottom of the league, struggling. Djurgården's going well. Should be an away victory. And the last game looks like it's got goals all over it. Häcken at home, going well. And Örebro away, struggling. So it should be Häcken, but I think Monday night there's normally plenty of goals in those games.
Oh, yeah, it's a Monday night, Monday at 7 o'clock. Okay, now we go American.
Yep.
The
American League,
2 conferences.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of inter-conference games this week, Paul. You know, the West play the East. Now, the first game, we've gone for Atlanta here. They've won their last 4. Sorry, they won the last 5 at home. Now, their manager was in charge of Argentina at the World Cup, the last one in Brazil. Gerardo Martino. So slowly but surely he's working his magic. They should be too good for Kaka's Orlando City.
Is Kaka there?
Yeah.
What type of salary would these boys be on? Big?
Well, but there's... restraints on what they can pay them there, Paul. Be on a good salary cap, yes.
Okay, but, and they 7th, 4th place, 7th.
Yeah, now New England, I think, will beat Philadelphia. Philadelphia won last night. They beat Colorado 3-0 at home. Colorado had 2 players sent off.
Jeez.
You know, so Wednesday, Saturday, this is a Northeast derby. You know, of the 2 teams, I like New England. You know, the Red Bulls have won 6 of the last 8 in all competitions. They should be too good for Montreal Impact. Now, Dallas, I can't work this team out.
Top of the log.
Top of the log in the Western Conference. But they throw the odd spook in. They buried us 2 weeks ago. But they should be too good for Vancouver Whitecaps, especially at home. Houston, Dynamo, Portland, 2 informed teams. But likewise, Paul, hard to see past the home team, Houston, Dynamo.
Portland's away form.
Away form is terrible.
Yeah.
terrible away form, Paul. So
Yeah.
it should be Houston. Second is another top of the league clash. You know, Sporting Kansas City, they're both second in the respective conferences.
Schweinsteiger.
We went for them last week, Paul. I was disappointed. It cost us our American bet. They lost 2-1 to New York City. New York City had a player sent off in, I think, the 12th minute.
And they still
Ended up winning 2-1. It was gargling at the end of the game. I thought they'd come back. But, you know, Sporting Kansas City don't get beat at home. But I think it draws a big player there, Paul.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you expect them to rebound Chicago, but a tight game there. Minnesota, DC United, the two teams bottom of the
They're
conference.
both 11th.
Yeah, they're bottom of the West and the East. You got to fancy the home team because they're two desperate teams, Paul. So
DC United,
it's
Columbia United,
Washington,
lost
yeah.
their last 6.
yeah, they're in the stronger conference. The East is a far stronger
Is that
conference
right,
than
eh?
the West. Yeah, but away from home, the garbage. So obviously we put the field in our bet, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's a draw. Real Salt Lake going well at home. You know, I think they'll be hard to beat, especially against Columbus Crew.
They struggle away.
Yeah, terrible. I think they've got 11 away games. They've drawn 1 and lost 10. I think that was
it's not too
terrible.
good.
Yeah. San Jose. Now, San Jose play a team that played last night, Colorado. Had 2 players sent off. And I expect San Jose to give them a smack. You know,
I think so. They're shocking away from Colorado Rapids.
That's a 5-hour flight, apparently, from Philadelphia to San Jose or Utah.
It's a long, long way to San Jose.
So fancy San Jose. Now, LA Galaxy, away from home, they're okay. They've got the worst home record in America. They've won 1 of 8 against a Seattle team that's won their last 3.
What's happened to LA Galaxy?
They've got Ashley Cole. They've got a lot of big-time players, but they haven't performed.
Having
a disaster
tryouts
season.
of their careers,
Yeah,
these
that's
players.
the problem. So, you know, so any results possible in that. That's a
And then,
big-time derby.
Toronto, top of the other conference.
Toronto, yeah, that'll be a good game. Toronto at home are hard to beat, you know, but New York City with...
Good team.
Yeah, that's a good
So
team.
that'll be
David
a good
Villa.
game. That's the game of the weekend.
That's the game of the
That's
weekend, Sunday
night.
night. Toronto, should be plenty of goals in that.
Okay, good. Let's go on to our Soccer 6 first, Budge.
Yeah. Well, this is the friendly one, Paul. You know, the first game is Leipzig against Sevilla. Now, that's in the Arsenal. They have a tournament every year, the Emirates Cup.
Okay.
So they invite, obviously, 3 teams. So this is the first game. You never know with the first game of these tournaments, Paul. It'll be the early kickoff at the Emirates. So I've gone the field in that game. Now, Mainz play Newcastle at Mainz in Germany. So, you know, the home team won't want to get beat. Likewise, Newcastle made a lot of smallish type signings.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. They haven't splashed, but they've kept the boss.
Yeah, they've kept Rafa Benitez, which is their biggest signing. But, you know, don't be surprised if that's a draw. Middlesbrough, Augsburg. Now, it's in Middlesbrough.
Up north.
Up north. Yeah, Augsburg had a good season last year in the Bundesliga. We put the field in there because we can. I think Arsenal will be too good for Benfica. They've sold a couple of big-time players, Benfica.
They're a good side in their day.
Yeah, well, they sold Lindelof to Man United, the goalkeeper Anderson to Man City. They've always been a selling club, Benfica. I don't know how they find their players, but they source a lot of Brazilians. Now, Liverpool, Hertha Berlin. I've gone Liverpool. They've come well. They won their first trophy in about 20 years, the Asia Cup last.
The Plastic Cup.
Plastic Cup. Yeah, Hertha Berlin, it's in Berlin. Yeah, so it should be a good open game there. But I fancy Liverpool. Now, the last game, I like Barcelona purely because they have to win. You know, last year was a desperate season for them. They only won the Copa del Rey. The Champions League, they got knocked out. They got beat 4-0 by PSG.
Yeah.
Came back in the second league, but Juventus murdered them.
Yes.
New manager, Ernesto Valverde.
Is Verdi in charge now?
You know, so I think they'll beat Real Madrid. It's in one of our bets, but we can throw the draw in. Because the draw is obviously a big player in those games.
Okay, let's look at the next Soccer 6, Budge. What is this now?
Soccer
American.
6 is the American. Yeah, we've banked Dallas to beat Vancouver. We've gone the field with LA Galaxy in Seattle. We've banked the New York Red Bulls and the New England Revolution. And we've gone field with Minnesota United against DC United and Sporting Kansas City against Chicago Fire.
All right, let's go Soccer 10. Okay, Budge.
Well, we've gone the
What
field
leagues
with the
is
first
this?
game.
A mixture.
Botafogo, it's licorice, all sorts again. Well, there's one game from Brazil.
Is
and
that
the
the
rest
Brazilian
of,
game on top? So
yeah,
we've covered our
Botafogo.
bases.
So, yeah, we've got, you know, it should be Botafogo, but they played in the Cup last night and got a result. And they play in the Copa Libertadores
be
next
drunk.
week. Guarantee. They won 3-0. Sao Paulo is struggling, but we've thrown the field in there because it's a desperate game. I've banked Dallas to beat Vancouver. I've gone the field with LA Galaxy against Seattle. I've banked the New York Red Bulls and the New England Revolution.
Okay.
Second, I've gone the field with Minnesota against DC United. Likewise, Sporting Kansas City against the Chicago Fire. I've gone win and draw Houston against Portland. and I've banked Real Salt Lake and San Jose, 362.
All right, and that leaves the big one.
The big one, the 13,
yeah. The retire if you catch it one.
Yeah, we've got one more banker. Normally we go 5 bankers with 8. This time we got 6 bankers with 7. I've banked Elfsport to beat Sirius. I've gone win and draw Hammarby over Young Kopping Sodra. I've banked Malmo. Banked the biggest club in the world, Bromma Pochkana, to beat Frejus, bottom of the league. I've banked Dalkurd, who is second, to beat Degerfors. I've gone Gas Gothenburg, win and draw at Gefle. Likewise, Helsingborg at Syrianska, win and draw the away 2 teams. I've gone Trelleborg, win and draw against Värnamo. I've banked ARK Stockholm to beat Kalmar. I've gone win and draw Norrköping at IFK Gothenburg. I've banked Östersunds to beat Halmstad. And I've gone the last 2 games, which are Sunday games, Falkensburg win and draw against Varbergs, and Osters to win or draw against Advittersburg, 205 Rand.
Jeez, that's all foreign to me. Okay, Budgie's best bets.
Yeah.
This is the best part of the show.
Well, we've gone the American bet. We've gone Atlanta to beat Orlando City. We've gone the Red Bulls to beat Montreal. We've gone Real Salt Lake to beat Columbus. And we've gone San Jose to beat Colorado. 8.5 to 1, 1,700 to 2. We've taken our Swedish quartet. We've banked Elfsborg to beat Sirius. We've gone Malmo to beat GIF Sundsvall. We've gone ARK Stockholm to beat Kalmar, and we've gone Falkensburg on Sunday to beat Varbergs, 1,600 to 200. We've gone the friendly foursome. A lot of people ask me about all these friendlies, and I don't really like playing them until I see the good teams in them. You won't be impressed with the bet, but anyway, I've gone Arsenal to beat Benfica. I've gone Man City to beat your beloved Tottenham. I've gone Barcelona.
Where are they
they're
playing?
playing in America.
Man City, Tottenham.
I just think Man City.
Throw that 200 away. We'll roll those City.
The thing is, Paul, I've looked at it that way. Tottenham are mixing and matching their players. Man City are under severe pressure with all the money that they've spent.
Yeah.
So they have to win.
Yeah, we know.
Spurs are mixing and matching. They're trying to get the players fit. So I've gone Man City to beat Tottenham. I've gone Barcelona to beat Real Madrid. And I've gone over 2.5 goals in the Sevilla RB Leipzig first game on Saturday. That worked out 3,100 to 200.
Okay,
the handicap, all these teams have to win by more than 1 goal. I've gone Malmo to beat GIF Sundsvall. I've gone Östersunds to beat Halmstad. Bromma Pochkana to beat RK Fresh, and Dalkurd to beat Degerfors. That worked out 3,200.
Okay,
in the last 2, we've gone over 2.5 goals quartet. I've gone GIF Sundsvall and Malmo. I've gone Bromma Pochkana and Fresh, Dalkurd, Degerfors, and I've gone into the Brazilian league, Coritiba against Atletico Mineiro. 1,600 to 200.
6 or nix?
And the 6 or nix. Yeah, I've gone Malmo, Östersunds to beat Halmstad. I've gone Atlanta to beat Orlando. New York Red Bulls to beat the Montreal Impact. Corinthians, who are the best team in Brazil, to beat Flamengo. And Cruzeiro to beat Vitória. 3,200 to 200.
Well, there we go. It sure looks interesting. And as I say, we're building up to the big leagues, which start in August. And Budge, let's hope it picks up this last one standing, because a lot of people are talking to me about it.
Well, it's one thing now, Paul. You know, we're sending a lot of WhatsApps out to other people who in turn. So there's a lot of interest, several phone calls. But
get the money.
It'll pick up once the league gets a little bit more.
It's a wonderful price, Budge, you know, and being flown over to watch the team of your choice play in a big game and accommodation and flights. It's a fantastic price. Throw in your 100 Rand, hope for a bit of luck and try and get it right. So, Budge, anything else from your side?
No, there's the Carling Black Label Challenge Chiefs Pirate this week. I think it's at the FNB Stadium. They always have a pre-season game between them, where the supporters pick the teams and make the changes and so on. It always ends up in a draw, then a penalty shootout.
The supporters pick the team?
Yeah, they have the supporters,
So they all put in a little...
they have a manager, a selective manager.
Jeez, Neil Tovey better get his boots out. Well, there we go, and that's all for this week. So make sure you're on side.